Would you state your full name for the record, please?
Charlene Burks.
What position? How are you employed?
Serve as the Administrative Director, Attendance Services, Dade County Public Schools.
Does that mean you are the custodian of attendance records for Miami-Dade County Public Schools?
Yes.
How are attendance records kept in the district?
Electronically.
And is there a system that keeps those records?
The Integrated Student Information System.
Is that generally referred to as ISIS?
Yes.
And is it fair to say that in the ISIS system there are various screens that are available for inputting information?
Yes.
And there's also screens that are printed out that contain information regarding a specific student?
I don't know.
Are you familiar with all the ISIS screens regarding attendance?
Probably not.
Who in your office would be most knowledgeable about the ISIS system?
We all have knowledge of the ISIS system. I don't know who is most knowledgeable.
What is an attendance bulletin?
It is a daily bulletin produced by the school, by the someone in the school, the registrar. They have a gradebook manager, and they produce the attendance bulletin daily.
Okay, and what kind of information is contained in those attendance bulletins?
Student information.
Specifically, do they contain whether a student first enters a school?
I don't know.
Do you know whether it contains the withdrawal date of the student from a school?
I do not know.
Does it contain whether absences were excused or unexcused?
I do not know. I've never seen one.
You have never seen an attendance bulletin?
No.
So these attendance bulletins do not go to the attendance office?
No.
What kind of reports come to your department from the specific schools?
They do all of their attendance keeping in the ISIS system.
And does that come to you?
It's in the system. It's not something that comes to me. It's just there.
Do you access that information?
Yes.
Okay. What part of the ISIS system relating to attendance do you access?
Student history screens, student attendance screens, student grade screens.
And for what purpose do you access those screens?
To verify if information is correct or incorrect, if somebody asks me a question.
Okay, and what kind of questions would somebody direct to the attendance office?
A school may call to find out why their FTE is not right.
Do you know what screen in ISIS is used when a child first registers in a school?
Student demographic screen.
And would that screen contain the first day of attendance?
For the current year.
For the year in which the school is registering?
For the current year.
If a student is registered at a school or was registered at a school for the 2008-2009 school year, would there be an ISIS screen that would print out which day was that child's first day at that school?
Yes.
And similarly, if the child was withdrawn, there would be a screen that would reflect the last day that that child attended that school, correct?
Yes.
Is it possible for the registration date and the withdrawal date to be the same date?
I don't know.
Is it possible for a child to be enrolled in a school and be absent on the same day that the child was enrolled for the first time?
I don't know.
Can a child be registered more than one time on the same day?
I do not know.
Can a child be withdrawn more than one time on one specific day?
I do not know.
Who in your office would know these questions?
I don't know, I don't know that question. I don't know, I really have no idea.
Okay, are there rules that are written by the school board that set forth what the regulations are regarding these issues?
Objective form.
What issues?
Attendance.
Yes,
And where might one find those rules and regulations?
in the attendance handbook?
And are there rules and regulations that set forth the procedures for the ISIS program?
Objective form.
I don't know.
Who is responsible for the ISIS, for the operation of the ISIS program?
Our instructional technology department?
And you don't know what the rules and regulations regarding attendance are?
Objective form.
I didn't say that. I don't know what the rules and regulations are regarding ISIS rules.
Do you know what the rules and regulations are regarding whether a child may be registered and withdrawn from the school, from Miami-Dade County Public Schools on the same day?
Not by memory, I don't know.
Do you know the rules and regulations regarding whether a child may be registered at a school more than once on the same day?
Not by memory.
Do you know the rule and regulation regarding whether a child may be withdrawn more than once on the same day?
Not by memory, no.
Now, you indicated now by memory. Where are those rules found?
In the attendance handbook.
And where is that attendance handbook kept in your office?
It's online.
And do you know whether there are even rules that address those specific instances that I have mentioned to you?
Objective form.
Not that I'm aware of.
Who has access to the ISIS computer screens relating to attendance, if you know?
It's authorized, access is authorized by the work location. So I only know that the principals, is, I know for sure.
What would be the circumstances that would result in a student being counted present for some purposes during a school day and absent for other purposes?
Child go to school and get sick and go home. Child go to school and then go on a field trip, be not present for other classes, and then maybe come back. I don't know any other reasons.
Child skips class?
Oh, yeah, they could skip class.
Who in the school is the person that has a responsibility or the ability to change attendance entries for a specific child?
Objective form.
I don't really know who.
In what circumstance would a school attendance record for a specific child differ from the district attendance record for that same child?
Objective
If
form.
you know.
Objective form.
I don't know.
Is it your understanding that the district records for a specific child should mirror or be the same as the attendance records that are kept in the schools for that same child?
The district record is the record.
If there is a printout of a screen,
Mhm.
the same screen number, that is printed out at the school level, and the same screen is printed out at the district, and the information is different, what would account for that?
A change was made at the school or at the district.
Okay. Somebody had to physically change something, correct?
Yes.
I don't know if it's within your area of expertise, but can you tell from the screen who changed something in that screen?
The initials of the person that changed it are on the screen.
When attendance is recorded, let's say a child registers for a specific school, and he shows coming in on a specific date. If nothing else is inputted in terms of actual attendance, what does that indicate to you? If there's no notation or notes regarding the specific days,
Objective form.
you know what that means?
Objective form.
I don't know what that would mean.
No, I'm saying if the child was absent, there would be a notation for an absence.
Objective form.
Yes,
And it would either be excused or unexcused, right?
yes,
And if the child was suspended, it would have a notation for suspension, correct?
yes,
And that suspension could either be outdoor or indoor, correct?
yes,
And if the child was withdrawn, there would be a notation regarding that withdrawal, correct?
yes.
So if there's no notation next to an individual date, what would that indicate to you, if anything?
On the attendance screen,
Yes.
that the student is present.
So if no one inputs any comments next to the individual days of the calendar, it would show continuous attendance for that child until the date when he or she was withdrawn from the school, correct?
Yes.
Now, what happens if a child is withdrawn and re-enrolls in that school?
Objective form.
Haven't finished the question yet. What happens if a child is enrolled and then withdraws from the school and subsequently re-enrolls? It's the scenario I'm going to ask you about. How is that notated in the individual dates?
I don't know.
Okay. There would be an entry for withdrawal, correct?
Objective
I
form.
don't know.
You have no idea, sitting here today, how the record would show up in a circumstance where the child was enrolled, withdrawn, and re-enrolled.
Objective form.
No, I don't.
Who in your office would have that knowledge, if anyone?
Anyone that works in my office, I have 28 people that work for me.
Okay, but you don't have that knowledge.
No, I don't.
You know what effect it has on attendance if the child's date of registration is changed in ISIS?
Objective form.
No. I don't know because I don't know if that's possible to do that.
Besides your office, is there any other individual or office, any other person within the Miami-Dade County School Board that would have the access to make those changes?
No.
Strike that. So if there were any changes made to a student's attendance records after the fact, it would have had to have been done by someone in your office.
Yes.
Did you give a statement to the state attorney's office?
No.
Were you interviewed, when you were interviewed by Mr. Ivy, were you put under oath?
I don't remember. I don't think so, but I don't remember.